13 News at Noon starts with breaking news. Big backups on I-70 in Henry County because of this crash right here involving several semis and other vehicles. As you can see from this live picture, the travel lanes are closed. As of a few minutes ago, traffic was kind of getting around on the shoulder of the westbound lanes of I-70 there, but as you can see from this live picture, looks like the tow truck's working to remove the wreckage, so they're diverting everybody onto Wilbert Wright Road. That's the exit there in Henry County off of I-70. Traffic being diverted. Again, these are the westbound lanes, kind of between Newcastle and Richmond. No word yet on injuries, but as we learn more, of course, we'll let you know. And that is an accident from a previous backup because of an accident that's been quite a mess all morning long there on I-70. Welcome to 13 News at Noon. Dustin Grove here with meteorologists Sean Ash and Lindsay Monroe, because the big story today is the weather, a weather impact alert day.
Yeah, and you guys have been busy from the morning,
yeah,
and this is going to continue into the afternoon and evening for some.
The bummer part, Grant County already been hit once today. We just had new warnings issued for that Marion area. I'm going to take you up to those live NDOT cameras, but you got the latest on the warnings.
Yeah, let's dive into it. So severe thunderstorm watch includes the Indy metro area. This technically goes until 5 p.m. Likely will be extended south-southwest at some point. Widespread damaging gust within the storms in this box, 80 plus. I'm going to show you radar here in just a moment, and then potentially a few tornadoes and some pockets of 2-inch plus hail. In terms of the activity, it remains northeast of the metro area for now. There's a severe thunderstorm warning that continues for Grant County, flash flood warnings that continue as well. Here's the radar with the 1-hour storm reports. You can see we've had some hail just outside of our viewing area. So in the northern part of this, potential for some hail. That's about 60-mile-per-hour wind that's going to be cutting right across I-69. That is nothing compared to what I'm showing you right here. This is radar sampled 95 to near 100-mile-per-hour wind that's now entering northwest Indiana, and that's going to be cutting across I-65. If you have anyone traveling up there, you should warn them of that. Observed tornadoes as well on the southern burbs of Chicago. This is part of a complex of thunderstorms that eventually will start to dive a little more toward the southeast here. As I mentioned, not a whole lot happening in the metro area right now. I do want you to know that some of the thunderstorm warnings today may be the destructive variety. 80+ mile-per-hour wind. Your phone would go off in that instance. You should treat those like tornado warnings. This whole area, Lindsay, within that level 3 risk area. We'll talk more about when the storms will move out ahead. You've been keeping your eye on some of these cameras.
Yeah, I want to take you up the I-69 corridor. This is actually the camera from Gas City looking north, where the core of that storm is now tracking over I-69. This is just a very impressive look at this. That heavy rain has since picked up, and this is not the first time this area has experienced a storm like this so far today. This is basically round 2 of an unknown amount of rounds of storms that are going to move through the area. So check this out. We've got radar estimated wind gusts in excess of 60 miles per hour, perhaps pockets of even heavier rainfall moving across I-69. Again, that's looking north from the Gas City camera. I wanted to flip this over to the maps and show you that that area is certainly under a warning. Blackford, Grant, Huntington, Wabash, and Wells until 12:15. You can see our locator key right there along I-69 where that storm is moving through. In addition to those strong wind gusts, very heavy rainfall is accompanying these storms, where we have already seen a series of flash flood warnings get issued. This is a live look up in the Bunker Hill area with very heavy rainfall. Already you can see ponding in this grassy area, 2 to 5 inches of rain in some spots, prompting those flood warnings. We'll keep you posted on the weather as these storms are tracking across the area. Dustin.
Thanks, Lindsay, and to Sean. If anything pops here in central Indiana, be sure and let us know. We'll jump right back over to you. In the meantime, here are the headlines for you at noon. We're learning more today about the arrest made in that fire in downtown Zionsville last month. An 18-year-old now accused of arson. Marina Silva has the latest.
This is what's left of the building from that fire a month ago. There's tarp covering the side of the building where all the damage is. There's caution tape that's stopping people from going up to it, and charred wood and shards of glass on the ground, all from that fire. And we now know an 18-year-old suspect is in custody, and police say he's responsible for the fire. Right now, this is happening in juvenile court, and that's because police tell us that at the time of the crime, the suspect was 17 years old. We learned he was in police custody just before 4 o'clock yesterday afternoon. The Boone County prosecutor wants that teen tried as an adult. They're planning to ask the juvenile court to waive the suspect into adult court. The prosecutor alleges the teen suspect committed a crime that would be felony arson if committed by an adult, and because of that, some of the filings are public record. According to the Boone County prosecutor, things like name, age, nature of the offense, petition, court orders, and chronological case summaries are all public records.
It's really sad because we love this community. It's wonderful. We chose it because it's a good place to raise kids. So it's unfortunate that someone so young.
From the beginning, we were told that the damages from this fire exceeded $150,000, and the FBI was brought in to assist in the investigation. Now, as for moving this to adult court, we're told that a hearing would need to happen for that to take place, and that hearing will be at a later date. Reporting in Zionsville, Marina Silva, 13 News.
Also new this afternoon, Metro Police say they've arrested a man in connection with a deadly shooting last year. It happened October 12th on North Tibbs Avenue. Here's video from the scene. Police found 40-year-old Clifford Nathaniel Hudson in critical condition. He died a couple of days later in the hospital. Now we're working to learn final charging decisions from the Marion County Prosecutor's Office. Just as soon as we learn more about the suspect, we'll be sure and pass that along. In Kokomo today, 2 people face preliminary charges after a recent drug bust. Acting on a tip, investigators obtained a warrant, then searched 2 separate locations. They say they found methamphetamine, fentanyl, cocaine, THC products, and 4 guns. One of the people arrested now faces charges for dealing drugs and being a felon in possession of a firearm, as well as maintaining a common nuisance. Another person also faces a preliminary charge of maintaining a common nuisance. That story from Kokomo. This afternoon, we've learned the name of a man shot and killed at an East Side motel last night. 28-year-old Sheldon Laquan Roberts died at the Budget 8 Inn off 21st Street. Police say 2 people were detained and later released. Turning to a busy city-county council meeting last night. Councilors there discussing money and data centers, and they overruled the mayor when it comes to moving forward with a tax increase for drivers. The city-county council was able to make the supermajority needed to override the mayor's veto of the wheel tax. It's been a controversial issue, with the council previously approving the proposal before the mayor vetoed it. But last month, the council president said she was confident there were enough votes to override that veto. So starting in 2027, next year, drivers can expect to pay a flat $100 fee when they register a passenger vehicle. That goes up to $240 for a commercial vehicle like a semi, RV, or big truck. This money will help secure $50 million from the state to use on road repairs. That was only if the city council could come up with that money on their own first, matching funds. 13 News reached out to Mayor Hogsett's office. We have yet to hear a response. More cheers last night as councilors adopted a proposal to temporarily ban new data center developments. The vote comes after months of residents around Indianapolis calling for action. It's not a done deal just yet. There is an amendment to the proposal, so it does have to go back to the Metropolitan Development Commission for final approval. We'll let you know what happens there. One data center project already approved is in development in Irvington. The MDC, the Metro Development Commission, approved the DC Blocks data center last month, but the community still really fighting to stop it. And now we're hearing from the attorney hired to help with that fight. Eastside Community Action hired Scott Federoff. He tells us the group has a legitimate reason to appeal the decision. Take a listen here.
They failed on a number of accounts to show that this site, frankly, was appropriate for the use under a use variance.
We do expect that group's appeal to come this week. 13 News reached out to DC Blocks about the plans to appeal. The company spokesperson says there was no information or update to share at this time.